Welcome back, friends. I am DJ Montague, and today we are going through part 2 of the powers. This will be all of the purple powers and all of the red powers, including some of the items. So since that was such a long one before, let's get into it and not waste any time. Let's go. Starting to get into the purple powers. Stealth Cloak, toggle to become stealth. Broken, absolutely broken, on Kingpin, on Void. Insane. Void literally can just ult you out of stealth. What are we doing? Crazy. So strong. If you have one of those two characters on your team, they get Stealth Cloak, you do not. Maybe Brawl, because he can stun out of stealth, but still, Kingpin, Void, number one. Two-way teleporter. This will teleport everything that's in that area, including death boxes, res shrines, and bonfires. Late game, if you want to take control of an area and there is a bonfire there for the other team to get vision, you know what? That's your bonfire now. You put a two-way teleporter on there, and if they all decide to stand in that, and you just have ults ready when they come teleporting over, hilarious. Also, you could teleport things into the abyss. Just absolutely teleport whatever you want. Two-way teleporter is rad. You can also teleport the heart and the little mini heart that's in Kobayashi. That shit's hilarious too. Grappling Hook. They just recently routed this from a 0.5 second route to a 0.1 second route, making it a little more balanced, but always a good initiation tool for Oath, always a good initiation tool for Kingpin, always a good initiation tool for Void. Hover Wings. This is broken on Zeph now instead of being broken on Bishop. Bishop was able to hover well above the damage plane and run away for long periods of time. She can't do that as easily anymore with hover wings, but Zeph can get literally across the map with hover wings now. Really good skill for helping you over the abyss in general because it's not considered a glider. When you cast it, you continue the momentum in that direction, and also you can turn just a little bit, but you can turn your character around and shoot behind you if somebody's trying to glide after you. Hover wings is solid. Berry Eater. Oh man. Enter a brush, eat it, heal yourself. I spoke a little bit about Berry Eater before, but it goes without saying that it's an insane power in general. And I think that if you have any sort of area that is predominantly brush oriented, you must take this as any sort of tank character or initiator character. I mean, you're just going to be lasting so much longer in team fights than if you don't have it. But completely useless in somewhere like Chaos Steps or Imatech where there are no bushes. Tack Nuke, call down Nuke, massive AoE. It will kill your teammates. Be careful of that. Also, it will kill res beacons and base camps. So if you're looking for area denial on top of the damage, this is where it's at. It does have a long windup, so you're not using it to try and kill people unless you have like Tree Prison or something like that. Guardian Angel. When you touch a allied wisp, you start the res effect on them. Also, you can hear people using Guardian Angel when they are out of line of sight. The sound for Guardian Angel is very iconic. Also, if you are standing on the target that you've already tapped with Guardian Angel, you will res them faster. Health packs. Grab health packs if you're Hudson, because you become an insanely mobile character, because when you throw down a health pack, and then you jump, and then you shift over the health pack, you will not only heal yourself, but you also get a little boost into the air, and your shift lasts a long time, so you just kind of fly off into the ether. It's on a low cooldown too, so it helps Hudson quite a bit. You could also heal with it, I guess, but I mean, who wants to help their teammates? Bungee Shot. This is a weird one. It's really, really good for semi-hooking people, because you could attach a bungee to the wall next to you, and then touch the bungee second shot to somebody on the opposing team, and they will be pulled towards the wall. If they collide with the wall, they will get stunned. If you shoot the bungee at two people, they will collide with each other and get stunned.
We're being ambushed.
But if you throw the bungee on a wall and you throw the bungee on another person on the enemy team and they get pulled towards the wall, one of your teammates can actually stand in between them and the wall and get the stun as well. So if they are quite a bit out of range of the normal bungee shot, they will only get pulled a certain distance. you can have a teammate shift over in between, guarantee a stun, and end up getting a kill, like a Kingpin hook. Airblast. Blast away characters in front of you. This is really fun if you want to kill people in Kobayashis because it does no damage. It won't start the guards attacking you during the daytime. You can literally just walk up and blast people into that little res circle and they won't know and they'll get really, really sad. And it's kind of a low cooldown, 25 seconds. It's good for maybe Zeph to hold on to. He can get people like Brawl and Jin away from him. Next, we got Sand Wall. Create a wall that blocks projectiles, slows, and knocks back enemies. It's literally the Celeste wall, but as a sand wall. I think you get it. Robber Raccoon. Conspire with raccoons to steal items in the area. You can use this 2 different ways. You could steal from vaults and not have to open the vault, or if there's a lot of death boxes in an area, you could steal everything that's out of the death boxes and the items in that area and get them in one consolidated place on your side of the field. Robber Raccoon's not bad. Situationally good. Abyss Specialist is like insane. This is one of the best powers in the game in my opinion. Resets the cooldown of your first movement ability used while over the Abyss. Somebody like an Oath being able to get 2 shifts over the Abyss. Woo! Boy, people don't see it coming. Touch of Life, it heals for about 200 to 300 depending on who's holding it. I think it's based on max HP. Don't quote me on that. It might be based on ability power. This is Editor Montague. I did test it and it actually is based on max HP. On KP with 2 helmets, I was healing for 399. Without the 2 helmets, I tested after I stopped recording and it's 276. So there's 150 HP difference between having damage items and having tank items. So max HP all the way. Delicate X-ray goggles, full health, see people moving through walls. This is situationally good for information in the late game because a lot of people will hold walls and hold inaccessible area unless you have to fly or glide or jump pad or something to that area. Delicate goggles can give you more information, and we're basically in an information war towards the last part of the circle. Fixer, I think, is insane. You can pick up base camps and repair beacons for free, and you also do it faster. You can have every person on your team with a base camp. It's hilarious when somebody throws a tac nuke and you're like, oh cool, you wasted your 80-second ability. Here's another base camp that we now have control over. Vision, repair our armor, all that fun stuff. We're good. You are still at the deficit. Fixer's really good. Chonker Cannon, super strong for area denial. This will basically constantly shoot those chunkers as a blue power, but just from a cannon directional. Chonker Cannon is so good, especially in the late game. And we've got glider jets. Now, glider jets, I feel like is situationally insane. It basically is almost like an extra wind ring for yourself, and you get 3 charges. And they regenerate pretty fast. 16 seconds is pretty nuts. It says it damages enemies behind you. They got to be so close to get damaged, so like, don't think that you're going to be going crazy with glider jets and doing cool shit. Because first of all, you have to take the glider out and risk being stunned. And then you also have to jet. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. We've got our red powers. Now, these powers come from different ways. Some of them come from kaiju vaults. Some of them come from red keys. And some of them you can get from the bosses that spawn in Prisma Falls and the boss that spawns at night in Vein Grove. These are giant power boost items. Let's start off with the Abyss skills. First of all, we have Abyssal Eye. This will give you actual direct information rather than it being like the oracles or UAV. You will actually see the color of the team, how many people there are, and their exact location as long as they're not currently in brush. And it lasts like a good 15-20 seconds. You get so much information with Abyssal Eye. It's crazy. It's up to you to execute on that information. But oh my God, you actually know location. Next up, we have Abyssal Fang. It will throw an abyssal into that area and massive stun in the area. And then the mob now exists there. It will give you vision. It will try and attack targets. Sometimes it puts up its shield. It's not very strong. You're using it for the stun, not for the minion to be there. But there's some added benefits of, hey, this homie's now here and can block some shots. Next up, we have Abyssal Scale. Now, Abyssal Scale is good for characters that need people to get off of them or people that need shields. Brawl, Jhin, Zeph, Aluna, all of those characters are going to be really good with Abyssal Scale in different situations. Really strong. Next up, Armor Shredder. You do 5 times more damage to armor. As you can see here, I'm actually able to break this person's armor before they are dead, making them take 15% more damage while their armor is down. But if you do not have Armor Shredder, your armor will last almost the entire duration, if not more than the HP you have. It is flat HP based. So whenever you take damage, it reduces the damage you take by 15% and then does that amount of damage to the armor. So for somebody like an Oath, they'll probably last longer. Yeah, Armor Shredder is crazy. It's so strong, especially with somebody like a Shiv. If Shiv is able to get ult in a full team with Armor Shredder, basically they have no armor. The entire team has no armor. And they've taken a bit of damage from the ult. Dagger in, rip the ult, take the dagger, you destroy all the armor on a team. Now they're all taking 15% more damage. Next up is our first item that is in the category of red items. I'm adding these in here because there's only 3 of them and might as well. These are glider boots. Now, these are max level boots that you could pick up from, like I said, these bosses potentially, that now, whenever you pull out your glider at max glider fuel, you will shoot a jet like a glider jet. It's basically like having a free charge of glider jet. Next up, we have Fate Rewinder. I know that the video is probably bugged seeing this. Fate Rewinder, I don't think is working correctly in the build that we had, but it takes you 5 seconds into the past. This includes your HP. I don't think it resets your ult cooldown, but it resets all the other cooldowns you've used in the time frame. So good for a brawl, getting in and then immediately Fate Rewinder backwards. And it's like you never went in the first place and you have that full HP back. And we've got GA, Guardian Archangel, which is the upgraded version of regular GA. This will also pick up boxes. You just have to walk over the box. You don't have to hold any button down. You don't have to do anything there. Also, we'll do the Wisp GA, but it's also a sped up version of that as well. Guardian Archangel is crazy strong. Being able to be mobile like Luna and running around death boxes, making sure you're picking up your team like all the time. People have to step over the death box to stop it. It's really strong. We've also got Magnetic Vacuum. Now, this was just recently changed to be just Wisps to also enemies. This is now pretty insane. As you can see, it pulls the people if they are in the air, jumping away from you, jumping towards you, whatever. You can pull them and also heals you. Now you can pull Wisps as well over to you and heal yourself during that as well. This Magnetic Vacuum, I think, is going to be pretty crazy and it will be underrated for a little while until you see people really using it effectively. Me and my buddy Windforcer were talking about this, and we think effectively, if you are the person with Magnetic Vacuum and you're chasing down the last target, your teammate is the one that goes for the chase. You do Magnetic Vacuum on people trying to run away from you when they pull out their glider or something like that, giving your teammate more time to be able to catch up to them. The range at which you could also vacuum people in the air is pretty crazy, really strong. Next up, we have Power Shuffler. You have to have an activatable power. It will not work on passive powers. It will randomly shuffle the power that you have, and it takes from the entire power pool. So you could power shuffle into a regular old power shuffler, give it to your teammate, and now you're just shuffling powers like crazy. Or you can get something crazy like, oh, this dude had bush boar and we're not using it. Throw the brush boar, and then now you have Mega Cluster Nuke or something like that, and it's on a lower cooldown. It's pretty crazy how good Power Shuffler can be. So if you like to gamble, I mean, this is literally your power. Gamble all day. Next up, we have Mega Cluster Nuke. Now, this nuke is just a better version of the Tac Nuke that is in purple. This will do the normal nuke area, which again, kills res beacons and base camps, but it also does 3 extra little mini nukes off on the sides of the nuke. So more area denial. The initial nuke does more damage as well, but I think it's kind of unnecessary because most people aren't getting over 5,000 health. This one does 50,000. It's pretty silly. And we also have Team Frog Jump. Now, Think of this as a usable version of a jump pad anywhere that you are located currently. You can like team frog jump your entire team, and now you are gliding in against a team and over terrain rather than going through the choke they've now set up for you. Team frog jump's pretty good. And we've got Blinkstone. Now, this is one of those powers that requires you to be very mindful of what's going on. If you get hit by any damage at all, you cannot use Blinkstone for 4 seconds. Obviously, this resets every time you get hit by any sort of damage. If you are someone like a Brawl, or you are someone like a Kingpin, you can force people into insane situations that are nearly unreactable with Blinkstone. Blinkstone does not interrupt skills, so you can start the windup of the stun or an ulti and just blink on somebody. Blinkstone is ridiculous. And we have Delicate Disguise. Now, this is just a full health passive like Delicate Mana Battery or any of the other delicate items. But this one makes it so you're invis. This doesn't cost any mana. And for Void, Kingpin, this item becomes even more insane because it doesn't cost mana and you just permanently are walking around in stealth. You can see people to a certain extent. You'll get like a little ghost icon over your health bar that lets you know someone's in the area. But I mean, can you really react to a dude just coming out of stealth, stunning you, and then ulting on you? Like, it's really difficult. And we've got Icarus Glide. This is a new power that recently just got buffed pretty heavily. It was doing a bit too much damage for how high you would glide in the air. And now it seems pretty all right. I don't know if it's going to be like a meta defining red power. On the scale of like Blinkstone to Icarus Glide, I think 10 people out of 10 people are going to want Blinkstone. The last 3 red items or red powers, red anything, are Endless Reaper, the Soul Stealer, and Glide Boots. These are just items that are found from bosses or red chests. The weapons themselves aren't like completely broken by any means. They're very strong. Endless Reaper is good on something like Shiv, good on something like Shrike, Jewel, characters that are able to snowball fights well with their basic abilities. And Soul Stealer is more for characters that can capitalize on kills and effectively gain infinite AP. Again, characters like Jewel are perfect for that. Shiv is perfect for that because they usually are in the guts getting kills. Shrike will usually soften people up, but chances are her team will get the kill over the Shrike. Glide Boots are a really interesting item. They take the place of any of your boot upgrades, so they are red boots, they are max, and if you get them early enough in the game, they can be useful. And they have a charge of glider jets automatically activated if you have maximum glider fuel. And when you activate your glider and get to full speed, it will discharge the glider jet and you shoot off. They're all right. They're not the most amazing items. Getting them early enough can be really awesome for you and your team, but they are not like sought after every single game. Whereas something like Blinkstone or Delicate Disguise are pretty much sought after by everyone. All right, and that wraps up our powers for this little episode. If we get some new powers, of course, I will do an updated video with the new powers and teach you how to use those effectively as well. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. We've got some other content. I've got the map video out, so if you want to learn more about the map and how to go around the map, what icons mean what, and also what powers drop where, go check that video out. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ Montague. I'll be live pretty much every day playing SUPERVIVE. Come in if you have any questions, or you want to just watch some gameplay with a chill dude. I'm there. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye, friends.